Some people quit just before their lives change forever. That is the core problem. They do not fail because they lack talent or opportunity. They fail because they grow tired of moving forward without receiving applause, quick results, or any visible signs that their hard work is paying off. You have probably felt that way yourself, waking up early, pushing hard, trying to change, trying to improve, trying to build something, yet looking at your life and thinking nothing is happening. That is exactly where most people give up. It is not because continuing is impossible, but because their minds convince them that efforts without an intermediate reward isn't worth it. But there lies the secret that almost no one understands. Success does not belong to the smartest, nor does it belong to the most motivated. Success ultimately belongs to the person who can endure the process the longest without quitting. Do you think successful people had guarantees? Do you think they moved forward seeing results every single day? Do you think they woke up full of confidence? No. Many times they were just as tired, confused, and frustrated as you are. The difference is that they chose to keep going even when they couldn't see anything happening. That completely changes the game. Anyone can move forward when everything is going well. Anyone can smile when they receive recognition. Anyone feels strong when they are making money, receiving praise, or when things begin to work out exactly as expected. True character appears when you work for months and nobody notices, when you improve and nobody congratulates you, when you make sacrifices and the world seems to stay exactly the same. That is where we define who truly deserves to move forward. You need to understand something that can change your life. Results are not always immediate, but growth is still happening, even if you cannot see it. A seed beneath the earth looks dead before it turns into a tree. Many people quit because they confuse silence with failure. Because they don't see quick fruits, they believe nothing is working. However, invisible processes are building something inside you while you think you are wasting your time. Every time you get up with discipline, even when you don't feel like it, you strengthen your mind. Every time you choose not to quit, you transform into a different person. And that is worth more than any temporary result. The problem is that you want immediate evidence. You want quick signs. You want to feel that your sacrifice is bearing fruit today. Life does not work that way. Life first tests you, and only then does it deliver the rewards. It first demands patience, character, and discipline. Only afterward do the results appear. Look at the people who achieve great things. None of them built their lives in a week. None of them achieved emotional, financial, or mental stability overnight. Behind every success you admire, there were silent days, difficult days, and days where it felt like nothing was moving forward, yet they kept going. That is the crucial difference, because most people only work when they feel motivated. You cannot depend on unstable emotions to build a strong life. There will be days when you don't want to get out of bed. There will be mornings when you feel that all your effort is useless. There will be moments when you see others advancing faster than you. If your discipline depends on how you feel, you will quit the moment fatigue sets in. The correct mindset is not, I will work when I feel inspired. The correct mindset is, I will continue even if I don't see results today. That is maturity. Immature people quit when their emotions shift. Mature people understand that commitment matters more than a mood. You must learn to endure the slow days, because not every day will be exciting. Some will be repetitive, some uncomfortable, and some will seem insignificant. Yet those exact days build the future you claim to want. Some people dream of a great life but have weak habits. They dream of success but cannot tolerate discomfort. They dream of discipline but give up when they don't get fast results. Consequently, they live in frustration because they want a reward they are unwilling to build. You cannot act like an average person and expect an extraordinary life. Every day you choose to continue, even in silence. You separate yourself from thousands of people who quit. Giving up has become the norm. Today, people want everything fast: quick results, fast money, instant changes. When they discover that real success takes time, they lose patience. You must be different. You must understand that moving slowly is still moving forward. Even if you aren't making money yet, even if you aren't receiving recognition, even if you don't see massive changes, and even if you are still afraid, if you keep moving, you are already winning. True defeat is not moving slowly. True defeat is stopping completely. Many want to harvest without sowing long enough, and when the earth doesn't bear immediate fruit, they abandon the field. The sad part is that they were often closer than they imagined, closer to the change, closer to the opportunity, and closer to becoming the person they dreamed of being. They simply gave up too soon. Don't do that to yourself. Don't destroy your future just because the present doesn't match your expectations yet. Some processes take time because they are building something solid, and everything solid requires time. A strong mindset is not built in comfort. Patience is not developed when everything goes well. Discipline does not appear when you feel like it. All of that is born in hardship. Therefore, difficult moments are not destroying your life. Many times, they are constructing the strongest version of you. You just don't notice because you are too focused on what you don't have yet. Start looking at who you are becoming. Perhaps you haven't reached your goal, but you are no longer the same person you were months ago. Now you handle more pressure, you think differently, you understand things you used to ignore, and you have greater emotional resilience. That too is progress. The problem is that most people only value the final result and despise the process. But the process is what truly transforms a person. Money can be lost, fame can disappear, and opportunities can end. But the mindset you build while fighting stays with you forever. Never underestimate the small days, the repeated actions, or the power of pushing forward when no one is watching, because that is where unstoppable people are formed. Perhaps you are tired today, perhaps you have been fighting in silence for a long time, and you are starting to doubt yourself because you don't see rapid changes. You need to remember this. Often, the greatest progress occurs just before the visible result. Keep moving forward, even if it is slow, even if it hurts, even if no one understands you, and even if you cannot see the reward yet. The people who change their lives are not those who never feel fear. They are those who continue despite the fear. They are not the ones who always have motivation. They are the ones who act even when they don't feel like it. You must decide who you want to be. Your future will not depend solely on your dreams. It will depend on your ability to not give up when things get tough. You have to stop thinking that success happens in some spectacular way. Most of the time, it happens in silence. Nobody applauds when you choose to wake up early. Nobody congratulates your daily discipline. Nobody sees the times you fight your own mind to avoid quitting. Yet, that is where the transformation truly begins. Real change doesn't start when the world recognizes you. It starts when you decide to stop betraying yourself. Some people abandon their goals not because they are incapable, but because they became accustomed to doubting themselves. Every time they tried something and didn't see quick results, they stepped back. Every time a difficulty appeared, they changed direction. They never stayed in a process long enough to discover what they were truly capable of achieving. That destroys more dreams than failure ever will. You cannot build a strong life with a weak mindset. A weak mind is one that surrenders the moment discomfort appears, excited today, doubting tomorrow, and quitting the day after. You will never get far that way. You must learn a fundamental truth. Consistency has more power than talent. There are highly talented people who never achieve anything because they cannot handle the process. They tire quickly, lose focus easily, and need immediate results to continue. When reality proves that worth takes time, they vanished. Meanwhile, seemingly ordinary individuals end up achieving great things simply because they endured longer. While others stopped, they continued. While others complained, they kept working. While others looked for excuses, they strengthened their discipline. That is worth more than any natural gift. You need to become stable. Someone who does not depend on fleeting emotions to act. If you only move forward when you feel motivated, your life will always be controlled by your current mood. Emotions change constantly. There will be days when you feel invincible, capable of conquering any goal, but there will also be days when you feel exhausted, confused, and empty. That is where discipline takes control. Discipline keeps you moving when emotions fade. That is why disciplined people go further than motivated people. Motivation is temporary, but discipline can sustain you even in your worst moments. You need to understand this now before you waste more time waiting to feel prepared. You are never going to feel completely ready. There will always be fear, doubt, and uncertainty. The difference is that some people allow those feelings to stop them, while others move forward regardless. You do not need absolute certainty to begin. You need a decision. Confidence does not appear before you act. Confidence appears after you survive the things you thought you couldn't handle. Every time you face a difficulty and continue, your mind grows stronger. Every time you do something uncomfortable and survive, your character grows. Every time you choose not to give up, you increase your mental resilience, and that makes you a threat to mediocrity. The problem is that many people want to change their lives without changing their habits. They want different results while doing the exact same thing every day. They want success while continuing to feed excuses, distractions, and laziness. It doesn't work that way. Your current life is a reflection of your current habits. If you waste time every day, your future will be wasted too. If you postpone your goals every day, your life will remain stagnant. If you quit every time something becomes difficult, you will become conditioned to run away from everything. A person who always flees never discovers their true potential. Stop running from discomfort. Discomfort is not always a sign that something is wrong. Often it is a sign of growth. The gym hurts because the muscle is changing. Discipline is uncomfortable because your mind is breaking old patterns. Effort feels heavy because you are developing resilience. However, the majority interprets any difficulty as a reason to stop. Do not do that. Do not quit just because the path is difficult. Valuable things are rarely easy. If you want to build a different life, you will have to endure processes that others won't. You will have to work while others rest, maintain focus while others get distracted, and be patient while others quit. That is where you begin to separate yourself from the average. The difference between an ordinary person and an extraordinary person rarely lies in intelligence. It lies in the capacity to continue when no one else wants to. Look at your life with honesty. Often, you are not physically tired. You are mentally tired because you have spent too much time doubting yourself. You start something thinking about failure before you even move forward. You demand immediate results and get frustrated when they don't arrive quickly. Success is not an instant explosion, it is accumulation. Small actions, small decisions, and small efforts repeated over a long time build giant results. A single day of discipline seems insignificant, but 100 days will change your mind. A single day of effort seems small, but a full year transforms your life. The problem is that most people quit before reaching that point. They want to harvest after a few attempts, and when they discover that transformation demands repetition, patience, and sacrifice, they lose their strength. They want to harvest after a few attempts, and when they discover that transformation demands repetition, patience, and sacrifice, they lose their strength. You have to learn to fall in love with the process, not just the result. If you only enjoy the final destination, You will suffer throughout the entire journey. But when you learn to value daily growth, every step begins to make sense, even the bad days. There will be bad days, days when you feel you are regressing, days when you make mistakes, and days when you think you are not enough. A bad day does not mean a bad life. Do not turn a difficult moment into a permanent identity. Failing once does not make you a failure. Making a mistake does not make you useless. Falling down does not mean you have to stay on the ground. The important thing is to get up quickly and continue. Strong people are not those who never fall. They are those who develop the ability to rise again and again without losing direction. You need that mindset. Life is going to hit you. People will disappoint you. There will be closed doors, criticism, and moments when you feel everything is against you. But if you learn to endure, nothing can stop you completely. That is what you must build. Mental resilience, the ability to keep moving forward even when you have no guarantees, to stand firm even when your environment changes, and to believe in your process even when you don't see results yet. The world belongs to the people who stay. While others quit due to fatigue, fear, or impatience, you must become someone who keeps walking. Walk slowly if you must, even if it hurts, and even if you cannot see the summit yet. The greatest rewards usually appear right after the moments when you most want to give up. You didn't come this far to go back to being someone who abandons their dreams every time life gets difficult. You have already survived days you thought you couldn't handle. You have already spent nights feeling that all was lost, yet you still pushed through. The problem is that you forgot your own strength because you became used to looking only at what you haven't achieved yet. That is robbing you of clarity. While you focus solely on the final goal, you ignore all the growth that has already occurred inside you. You are no longer that same insecure person. You don't think the same, you don't react the same, and you don't tolerate things the same way. A stronger version of you is being born in the middle of this entire process, but you will only be able to see it if you stop measuring your progress strictly by external results. There are people who make money and remain mentally weak. There are people who gain recognition and remain empty. There are people who look successful while living completely defeated inside. True, success does not start on the outside. It starts inside you. It begins when you learn to master your mind, when you stop running from difficulties, and when you understand that pain can also teach you discipline, character, and strength. Life never promised permanent comfort. If you keep waiting for an obstacle-free path before you start believing in yourself, years will pass and you will remain in the exact same place. Stop negotiating with your excuses. Every time you say, "I'll start tomorrow," you weaken your word. Every time you abandon something important for comfort, you train your mind to surrender. Every time you allow fear to decide for you, you surrender your future. A moment comes where the greatest enemy is no longer the difficulty. It is you. It is your habits, your excuses, your doubts, and your tendency to stop right when you should endure just a little longer. You need to make a firm commitment to yourself, not a momentary emotion, not motivation that lasts a few minutes, but a real decision. Decide that even if the process is slow, you will continue. Decide that even if no one believes in you, you will keep working. Decide that even if you fail multiple times, you will not quit. That is what transforms ordinary people into unstoppable forces. When someone develops mental resilience, they stop depending on circumstances to stand firm. That is where true power appears. It is not in speaking loudly, pretending to be strong, or posting motivational quotes. True power appears when you can maintain discipline in silence. When no one is watching, when no one congratulates you, and when no one knows the effort you are making. That is how people build the strength to change their destiny. Understand this fundamentally. Life will always test you before handing you something great. Before growth, there is discomfort. Before the reward, there is sacrifice. And before victory, there is fatigue. Many step back precisely because they interpret these tests as signs of defeat, when in reality, they are signs of preparation. You are not being destroyed by the process, you are being formed by it. Every obstacle develops something you will need later. Every fall teaches you something that comfort could never provide. Every difficult moment forces you to grow. But growth hurts, and that is the part many people refuse to accept. They want transformation without discomfort, results without discipline, and success without sacrifice. That does not exist. Everything of value demands patience and endurance. A strong tree did not grow in a single day. It endured storms, winds, droughts, and time. Because it resisted so much, its roots grew deep. You also need deep roots. When your mindset is weak, any problem knocks you down. A single criticism destroys you, a failure paralyzes you, and a rejection makes you quit. But when you develop inner strength, you begin to understand that no difficult moment is permanent. And that changes everything. You begin to act with more calm, handle more pressure, and trust your ability to rise. You stop living as a victim of circumstances and start becoming the protagonist of your own life. That is where everything shifts. The people who triumph are not those who have fewer problems. They are those who refuse to surrender to them. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. It does not exist. There will always be difficulties, fears, criticisms, and obstacles. If you wait to have everything under control before you move forward, you will never truly begin. Start with fear, start tired, start doubting, but start, because action generates clarity. Often, you do not need more motivation, you need movement. You need to stop thinking so much and start acting with more discipline. As long as you keep waiting to feel ready, life will continue moving forward without you. Listen closely, time is going to pass anyway. Within a year, you can keep making the same excuses, or you can become someone completely different through daily consistency. The decision is yours. No one is coming to rescue you. No one will do the work for you, and no one can build your discipline. That belongs solely to you. Although the path is difficult, it is completely possible. You can change, you can grow stronger, and you can build a different life. But first, you must stop giving up every time progress slows down. Success is often closer than you imagine. The tragedy is that most people quit just before they reach it. Don't do that. Don't stop now. Don't turn back. Don't destroy your future for a temporary moment of exhaustion. Breathe, stand up, and keep moving forward. Even if you don't see results yet, even if you are still afraid, and even if the process seems far too long, keep going. Every day you resist, you become stronger. Every day you continue, you develop more character. Every day you refuse to quit, you move closer to the life you desire. One day you will look back and understand that all the silent effort was worth it. You will see that the difficult nights made you stronger, that discipline saved you from becoming mediocre, and that patience built opportunities you couldn't see before. But that day will only arrive if you choose to continue today. Stop looking for easy paths. Stop expecting immediate results. Stop doubting yourself so much and start living with a different mindset. Let your mindset be, no matter how long it takes, I am not going to give up. No matter how many times I fall, I am going to get up. Even if no one believes in me, I will keep moving forward. Because right there lies the true secret of success. Never ever give up. Okay, and that's it for this video. If you like it, please thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, activate the bell to get notifications on my new videos, and see you guys next time. Bye bye.